Hello children, how are you all? I welcome you all for the chapter 2 rational numbers. So in the first session we discussed about the definition of rational numbers and closure property on rational number. In this session we are going to discuss few more properties on rational numbers. When I entered my class, I asked my two students Shiba and Vidya to calculate the perimeter of this rectangle with length 6 centimeter and breadth 3 centimeter. After few seconds, both of them gave the same answer. I asked them how they calculated the answer. Shiba's calculation is like this. Perimeter of rectangle, what she did is she took the breadth twice and then he added the answer to the twice of the length. Here the length was 6 centimeter and the breadth is 3 centimeter. Twice the breadth is 2 times 3, that is 6. That is added to 2 times 6, that is 12. So 12 plus 6 is 18 centimeter. That was Shiba's answer. Vidya calculated like this. She took perimeter of rectangle as first she calculated twice the length, then he added the answer to twice the breadth. Here we know the length is 6 centimeter and the breadth is 3 centimeter. Twice 6 is 12. She added 12 to 2 times 3, that is 6, and she is getting the same answer, 18 units or 18 centimeter. This is Vidya's calculation. Even though they calculated differently, that means Shiba added twice the breadth to twice the length, Vidya added twice the length to twice the breadth, but the answer remains the same. This property is known as commutative property that you have already heard in your previous standard, children. Let us check whether this commutative property holds good on set of rational number. Let us recall what is commutative property. When we do addition of 2 or 3 numbers, even though we change the places and find the sum or total remains the same. Even though we change the places, that means even though we change the places of the addends, first addend is added to second addend, or if we make the second addend as first addend and the first addend as second addend, and if we find the sum remains the same. If you check here, the set of natural numbers, I have took two natural numbers 45 and 13, the sum is 58. If I add 45 to 13, then also the sum remains same. So let us check with the set of whole numbers. Here 0 is a whole number. When 99 is added to 0, we get 99, or if we add 0 to 99, then also we are getting 99 as answer. Addition is commutative in set of natural numbers as well as addition is commutative in set of whole numbers. We know is addition is commutative on set of integers. Let us recall. Observe here 6 plus of minus 3, that means I am adding minus 3 to 6. First the bunny moves towards the positive side of the number line, that is 6 unit positive side. From there it comes back 3 units, that means I am adding minus 3 to 6 means now the bunny is at the positive 3 place, that means it is at 3. Now I interchange this one. Now I am going to add plus 6 to minus 3. First the bunny moves towards the 3 units towards the negative side of the number line. Then it comes towards the positive direction. It moves 6 units towards the positive direction. Now the bunny is at the place positive 3 only. Yes, in both the cases the bunny is at plus 3 position, 3 units towards the positive direction of number line. So since we can conclude that addition is commutative in set of integers. Now we are discussing on rational numbers. Let us check whether commutative property on addition holds good on set of rational numbers. For this, what I am doing is, I am considering a triangle. The triangle is divided into 4 equal parts and I have considered 3/4 of this triangle. So, I am taking the help of fractions to explain commutative property on rational numbers. So, I am considering 1/4 in this triangle. Both the triangles are same size and they are equal. Now, I am going to add 1/4 to 3/4. Yes. So, what happens when I add 1/4 to 3/4? Observe here. I am adding 3/4 and 1/4. 3 parts of this triangle is considered. Now, I am adding the 1 part of second triangle to the 3 parts of the first triangle. I am getting 4 parts out of 4 parts. That means I am getting 1 whole part. Yes. So, 3/4 plus 1/4 is 4/4, which is nothing but 1. Now, I am going to reverse this. First, I will consider 1/4 part of the triangle, the same triangle. Next, I am going to add this 3/4 to 1/4 of the triangle. When I add 3/4 to 1/4, what happens? So, in the first triangle, I am taking 1/4 of the part, and now from the second triangle, I am taking 3 parts out of 4 parts. When I add all these parts, what I am getting? Exactly right. It is 4/4 only. That means I am getting 1 whole triangle. You can conclude now, children. That means even though if I interchange the places of the addends, the sum remains the same. That means commutative property on addition holds good on set of rational numbers. Let us check with one more example. I am taking -2/3. It is in the form of p/q and it is a rational number, you know. I am adding 5/7 to this -2/3. Yes. So, you know the denominators are different. For that, I am taking LCM to make the denominators same. Here the LCM is 21. I am multiplying the first rational number by 7. I am multiplying both the numerator and denominator by 7, so that I am getting the equivalent fraction of -2/3 with the denominator 21. In the same way, I am going to multiply the second rational number 5/7 by 3. Both the numerator and denominators are multiplied by 3. Why I am multiplying by this with 3? To get the LCM 21 as denominator, I have to multiply 7 by 3. After multiplying, I am getting the first fraction as -14/21, which is equivalent fraction of -2/3, we know. And the second rational number is 15/21, which is equivalent fraction of 5/7. Now, I got the rational numbers with the same denominator. For this, I have multiplied the first fraction with 7 and the second one with 3. Now, taking 21 as common, if I add the numerators, what I am getting? The first numerator is -14 and the second numerator is +15. When +15 is added to -14, I am getting 1/21 as answer. In the next level, what we are doing is, let us interchange the addends. Let us consider the second addend as first. That means 5/7. Here we have considered first. Now, we are going to add -2/3 to 5/7. The process is same because 7 and 3, the denominators are different. We are going to take the LCM. LCM is same for 3 and 7. Yes, for 7 and 3 it is 21. For 3 and 7 also it is 21. So, multiply the first rational number 5/7 with 3 to make the denominator 21, and the second rational number with 7 to make the denominator 21. We got 15/21 plus of -14/21. By taking the denominator as common, 21 as common, now we are going to add -14 to 15. When we add -14 to 15, the result is 1/21 only. In both the cases, the sum remains same, even though we change the places of the addends. We are getting the same result, children. Hence, we can conclude that for any two rational numbers such as A and B, the addition is commutative on set of rational numbers. Let us verify whether commutative property holds good on subtraction of rational numbers. For this, let us consider two rational numbers. I am taking the help of number line here, children. You will get the clarity. For that, I am taking a number line. You know, towards 0, this is positive number and that one is the negative number. Now, I divided 0 to 1 into 5 equal part and each division is represented as 1 by 5. If I consider 2 divisions, it is 2 by 5. If I consider 3 parts, it is 3 by 5. In the same way, I have divided 0 to minus 1 as 5 equal part and I denoted each part. What I am doing now? Now I am considering 3 by 5. That means 3 parts between 0 to 1 is taken. Now I am going to subtract 2 by 5 from this 3 by 5 parts. I have to move 2 parts that I have divided between 0 to 1 and I will reach at 1 by 5. That is the answer when 2 by 5 is subtracted from 3 by 5. Let us reverse this. I will consider 2 by 5 first, then 2 by 5 means I have to move towards 2 parts towards the positive direction and the parts I have made is 0 to 1, 5 equal parts. That is 2 by 5 you can observe. Now I am going 3/5 parts from 2 by 5. I am subtracting means I have to go in reverse direction. When I move 3 parts from 2/5, I am reaching at minus 1 by 5. We know 1 by 5 and minus 1 by 5 position is different and both are not same. Hence, commutative property does not holds good on subtraction of rational numbers. This we can generalize by taking any two rational numbers, a and b are any two rational numbers, then a minus b is not equal to b minus a. So, we say subtraction is not commutative. You can verify by taking two rational numbers and doing subtraction. You can verify on your own, children. Now, the next basic operation is multiplication. I am checking whether commutative property holds good on multiplication of rational numbers or not. For that, I have considered 3/5. Yes, here the whole is divided into 5 equal parts and 3 parts are shaded and this is 3/5. Now, I am multiplying 3/5 by 1 by 2. What is the meaning of this one? I am dividing 3/5 into halves. When I divide this into halves, it becomes 10 equal parts. Out of that, how much I will get? It is 3 by 10. Yes, when 3 by 5 and 1 by 2 are multiplied, when we take half of 3/5, it is nothing but 3 by 10. Now, first I am taking half. The whole part is divided into 2 equal parts and 1 part is shaded. It is 1 by 2. What I am doing now? Now I am taking 3/5 of 1 by 2. 3/5 of 1 by 2 is nothing but 3 by 10. Once again you observe, I have considered 1 by 2 part of the whole and the 1 by 2 part of the whole is divided into 3/5. When I multiply 1 by 2 by 3/5, I am getting 3 by 10. In both the cases, the product is same, that is 3 by 10 only. By this we can say multiplication is commutative in set of rational numbers. For any two rational numbers a and b, a into b is same as b into a, children. So, next basic operation is, yes, you are right, it is nothing but division. Let us verify with the division. When 2 is divided into halves, when 2 whole thing is divided into halves, how many halves are there in the 2 whole things? Let us check. 2 divided by 1 by 2. 2 is a rational number and 1 by 2 is rational number, we know. So, when we divide a whole number or a fraction or a rational number by another rational number, we consider the reverse of the division, that is multiplication, because multiplication is the inverse of division. So, we consider the multiplicative inverse of 1 by 2, it is 2 by 1 and we do the multiplication. So, now the answer is how much? 2 into 2, 4. That means there are 4 halves in 2 whole thing. So, next let us divide 1 by 2 into 2. When half is divided into 2 portions, how much we are going to get? We know when half roti is divided into 2 portions, each one will get 1/4 only. So, here also we are writing the multiplicative inverse of 2. Multiplicative inverse of 2 is 1 by 2. When 1 by 2 is multiplied into 1 by 2, we are going to get 1/4. You can observe 4 is not equal to 1/4. Yes. So, 4 whole parts, 4 rotis is not equal to 1/4. Yes, we know quarter roti is not equal to 4 rotis. Hence, we can say that commutative property does not holds good on division of rational. Commutative property on division does not hold good on set of rational numbers. Yes. So, let us check one more property, that is associative property. What is this associative property? We know when we do basic operations between 3 numbers, first we do with the 2 numbers and we take the result and the third number is added or subtracted or multiplied or divided as required. Yes. Here I am considering addition. I have considered 3 rational numbers, 2 by 6, 3 by 6 and 1 by 6. Now, I am going to add 3 by 6 and 1 by 6 first, then I will add the 2 by 6 to the result. Okay. So, 3 by 6 you know. Now, I am going to add 1 by 6 to 3 by 6. Since the denominators are same, it is 4 by 6. For 4 by 6, I am going to add 2 by 6 now. So, when 2 by 6 added to the sum, we are getting 6 by 6, that is one whole thing. Okay. Now, let us group in different way. Observe what happens. Observe. 2 by 6 is considered. Now, I am going to add 3 by 6 to 2 by 6. I am getting 5 by 6. Now, I am going to add 1 by 6 to this result. What I am getting? Yes, the same result, 6 by 6. You can observe the places of addends. The grouping is different. First, I have grouped 3 by 6 and 1 by 6. Then, I have grouped 2 by 6 and 3 by 6. Then, 1 by 6 is added. Now, I am going to group. First, I am considering 2 by 6. Now, I am going to add 1 by 6 to 2 by 6. The result is 3 by 6. For the result, I am going to add 3 by 6. But the sum remains the same, that is 6 by 6, one whole part. Yes. In all the 3 cases, if we group and add differently, if we alter the group also, the sum or the total remains same. This is called as associative property on addition. Okay. If A, B and C are rational number, then A plus of B plus C. If I group B plus C first, then I add A, is same as A plus B of plus C. That means, if I group AB first, then C is added. Next, I am going to group A and C, then I am going to add B. Then the result remains same. Then we call associative law of addition holds good on rational numbers, children. Now, let us check with the subtraction. To do that, I am taking the example of 3 by 5 minus 2 by 5 minus 4 by 5. Here, I have grouped 3 by 5 and minus 2 by 5 first. That means, I am subtracting 2 by 5 from 3 by 5. When I subtract 2 by 5 from 3 by 5, observe here, I am getting 1 by 5 as the answer. You have observed that, yes, 3 by 2 is 1 and the 5 is denominator is common. Now, I am going to subtract minus 4 by from 1 by 5. I am at minus 3 by 5. That means, the result is minus 3 by 5. When I group in different way, now I am going to group the second 2 addends, that is 2 by 5 minus 4 by 5. I am going to subtract 4 by 5 from 2 by 5. Then the result is subtracted from 3 by 5. Observe what happens. So, first I am subtracting 4 by 5 from 2 by 5. When I subtract 4 by 5 from 2 by 5, I am getting minus 2 by 5. So, when this minus 2 by 5 is subtracted from 3 by 5, that means minus of minus 2 by 5 is, when subtracted from 3 by 5 is 5 by 5, that means I will be at the place 1. Okay. In both the case the result is different. Yes, you have observed the result is different. From this we can conclude that the subtraction does not follow the associative law in set of rational numbers. So, subtraction is not associative in set of rational numbers. Let us move on to the multiplication. This is the generalization for the associative law on subtraction. If A, B, C are rational numbers, A minus of B minus C is not equal to A minus B of minus C children. So, now we are verifying with the multiplication. For this I am considering 3 rational numbers. So, the first one is 1 by 3 when multiplied by 1 by 2, when it is halved, that is 1 by 3 is halved, I am getting 1 by 6. When this 1 by 6 is multiplied by 1 by 4, what I am getting? Yes, it is, when 1/4 of 1 by 6 means it is 1 by 24. Now, let us change the multiplicand and multiplier. Now, first I am taking 1 by 2. Now, I am quartering, that is 1/4 of 1 by 2 is how much? Yes, 1 by 8. When this 1 by 8 is multiplied by 1 by 3, I am getting 1 by 24. The result is same. Yes, if I group in different way also I am getting the same result. Now, I am taking 1 by 4 first. Then I am multiplying 1 by 4 by 1 by 3. What is the answer? It is 1 by 12. When 1 by 12 is halved, I am getting 1 by 24. In all the 3 cases, you are observing the result is same. Hence, associative property on multiplication holds good on set of rational number. Let us check with one more example. This you have to try, observe and try children. I will move fastly. So, minus 7 by 3 into 5 by 4 into 2 by 9. I am grouping 5 by 4 and 2 by 9. So, when I multiply the numerators and denominators, I am getting 10 by 36. When 10 by 36 is multiplied by minus 7 by 3, I am getting minus 70 by 108. When it is simplified, it is 35 by 54. So, it is minus 35 by 54. Now, I am changing the group. I am grouping minus 7 by 3 into 5 by 4. When I multiply these two first, I am getting minus 35 by 12. This is multiplied by 2 by 9, I am getting minus 70 by 108. So, when it is simplified, again I am getting minus 35 by 54 only. So, by this we can say multiplication is associative in set of rational numbers. For the other type of grouping, you can check. That means, you can group minus 3 by 5 and 2 by 9, then multiply by 5 by 4, you are definitely going to get minus 35 by 54 only. Yes, let us check the associative law on division children. Okay. Yes. So, properties of rational numbers, that means associative law on division. I am considering 3 rational numbers, 1 by 2, minus 1 by 3 and 2 by 5. When minus 1 by 3 is divided by 2 by 5, we are going to divide 1 by 2 by the result. What is the answer? We know the division, we take the reciprocal of division, that is multiplication. So, reciprocal of t by 5 is 5 by 2. When 5 by 2 is multiplied to minus 1 by 3, I am getting minus 5 by 6. Now, I am dividing 1 by 2 by minus 5 by 6. That means, again I am writing the reciprocal of division, inverse of division, that is multiplication, by writing the reciprocal for minus 5 by 6 as 6 by minus 5. On simplification, I am getting minus 3 by 5 as answer. Let us change the group. First, I am going to divide 1 by 2 by minus 1 by 3. So, reverse it, Write the reciprocal of minus 1 by 3, that is 3 by minus 1. Simplify it, you are going to get minus 3 by 2. That minus is taken to numerator. Now divide this result by 2 by 5. So by writing the reciprocal of 2 by 5 and writing the division as multiplication, I am going to get the answer as minus 15 by 4. Totally that minus 15 by 4 is different from minus 3 by 5. By this we can say the two results are different. Set of rational numbers does not holds good associative law on division. So division is not associative in set of rational numbers. If you consider A, B, C, three rational numbers, when we divide A by the result of B divided by C and we get the quotient, that is not equal to the quotient that we get when we divide result of A divided by B by C. Yes. So in set of rational numbers we observed addition and multiplication of associative law holds good, whereas for subtraction and division it does not holds good. I have one problem for you, that is, here I have rational numbers. So 3 by 4 plus of minus 2 by 3 plus 5 by 6 plus 5 by 12, we have to simplify. Before simplification, first observe the denominators. All the denominators are different. I am making the denominators equal by writing the equivalent fraction. So I am making all the 4 rational numbers denominators as 12, you are observing. So I am multiplying the first one by 3, second one by 4 and the third one by 2. After simplification, I got all the 4 rational numbers with the same denominator. Now I am going to simplify this. After simplification, I got 16 by 12. So further simplification, I am getting 4 by 3. 4 by 3 is an improper fraction that is expressed in mixed number, that is 1 by 3 children. So now let us discuss two more properties on rational numbers. What is the role of 0? Observe here, I am adding 0 to 2 or 2 to 0, I am getting 2 only. The number 2 is not losing its identity. Yes, minus 5 plus 0 is same as 0 plus of minus 5. The resultant is minus 5 only. I am not getting a new number. In the same case, if you add any two number and you get the same number, means you are adding 0 to that number. In the two numbers addition, one must be 0. So hence 0 is called as additive identity element of rational numbers. In the same way, which is the multiplicative identity element? So if you observe this example, when you multiply any number by 1, the number will not lose its identity, we get the same number as answer. Yes, if you multiply a number by 1 or 1 by any number, you are going to get the number itself. Yes, hence 1 is called as multiplicative identity element of rational numbers. Good children, up to this we have learnt commutative, associative and identity elements of rational numbers. There are few more properties that we are going to learn in the next session. Before that, I am going to give you few questions for answer. One is complete the following equation and state the property of rational number. Use it to complete. You have to write the correct answer. By using which property you have filled the blank, you have to mention that. Yes, here are the 4 questions. Take down the questions. 3 by 5 plus 2 by 5 equals dash plus 3 by 5. In the same way, second one, the third one and the fourth one. Okay. Next, fill up the blanks. So 3 plus 0 gives what? 3 by 5 plus 0 gives what? Minus 2 plus 2 gives what? Minus 3 into 1 gives what? So minus 3 by 5 into 1 gives what? Like that, you answer this question. The result of these questions are discussed in the next session, hence you have to do the sums, children. So you will get a wonderful result. That result will be discussed in the next class, and the remaining properties on rational numbers will be discussed in the last session of this chapter. Okay, till then, thank you children. So myself Sucheta SS, mathematics teacher, T Dasaralli, Bengaluru North 4. Thank you.